Hello everybody and welcome to this tutorial on yet a new opportunity to come and work for the EU institutions. We have published a competition to select specialists in the field of nuclear energy, very specific. And as usual, on our landing page of the competition, we have published this infographic, which gives you an overview of the 5 steps to take to become a successful candidate. And in this tutorial, I will walk you through these different 5 steps. This competition has 2 fields. Field 1 is Nuclear Safeguards Inspectors and Field 2 is Policy Officers in Nuclear Energy. And you see the number of successful candidates sought for both fields here. As an applicant, you can only apply for one of these 2 fields. The eligibility criteria. It is a very specific competition, so it requires very specific degrees and professional experience. You either need a master degree or a 4-year university degree in a relevant field, plus 6 years of relevant experience. If you have just a bachelor degree, you need at least 7 years of relevant experience. If you do have a PhD in one of those fields, you just need to prove at least 2 years of relevant experience for this competition. And if you have a bachelor degree in any other field than the ones relevant to this competition, you can also apply for the first field, Nuclear Safeguards Inspection, but then you need to prove at least 9 years of experience in the field. So you hear me say relevant a lot and specific a lot. So please do have a look at the notice of competition where we dedicate 4 pages to these relevancy and these degrees and experiences that are needed to be eligible for this competition. I'll give you some examples. For Field 1 Nuclear Safeguard Inspection, the degree must be acquired in fields such as nuclear physics, nuclear chemistry, radiation protection, radiobiology, engineering, to name just a few. Your professional experience must be acquired in both an area and an activity. Both criteria must be met. Areas such as nuclear energy engineering, nuclear safeguards, nuclear physics, R&D in small modular reactors, nuclear waste management, fusion technology. These are all areas, just to name a few, that are valid. For this first field, the activity must be either in, for instance, safeguard inspections, decommissioning, quality control, R&D also, design of reactors, these things. For the second field, the policy officers, the degree can be in any field. It is not limited to a set of fields. But then again, if you have a PhD, it must be acquired in, for instance, nuclear science, chemical engineering, material science, geology, geochemistry, and some more. The areas for the professional experience for this second field are roughly the same as for field 1, but the activity must be in, for instance, developing policy, because we're looking for policy experts. It can be in representation and liaison, scientific analysis, legal work, operational activities, project management, scientific research, and so forth. So please do read the notice very carefully, because there it will tell you which criteria are eligible for this competition. Then, of course, there's always a language criterion. You need to master 2 different EU languages, one of which must be at minimum level C1 and the second one at minimum level B2. This is an unusual criterion because for both fields we have a different criterion. As you can see here, for field 1, language 1 can be any of the 24, and the language 2 must either be English or French. For field 2, language 1 again is any of the 24, but language 2 must be English. So pay attention to this when applying. The selection procedure is the common standard procedure as we know it since 2023, actually, since we have started publishing competitions under this new procedure model. It all starts with an application. Then there is, of course, a testing phase where you sit 3 tests, and after which you will be communicated your results of these tests. Very important to know is that the testing happens in one single day and all tests are being taken remotely. So you sit your 3 tests, everybody who applies sits the 3 tests. You are not notified of intermediate results of these 3 tests, you sit them all, and only at the very end you will be given your results. Important to know is that recruitment of these people will mainly be done in our offices in Luxembourg. Some posts will also be vacant in our JRC sites, our joint research centers. And we have 6 sites. The headquarters are based in Brussels. And then we have 5 sites in 5 different countries, being the Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, Italy, and Spain, as you can see on this slide here. So let's have a closer look at these different stages of the competition. Everything starts with an application. For that you need an EPSO account. If you already have one, you use that account to apply. If you don't, you can simply create one on our website. You apply through our website, of course. Everything happens online. You will find the direct link to this competition on the homepage. You can fill out your application in any of the 24 languages, and you should validate your application latest on the 21st of November, noon Brussels time. So don't miss that. You can modify your application until that date, but you have to validate it on the 21st of November. Everybody who applies, really everybody who applies, will be invited to the testing. And as said, we test, or we make you sit 3 tests, and the first test is a test to assess your reasoning skills. We test your verbal, numerical, and abstract reasoning skills in language 1, so any language but English or but even French for the first field. You see the number of questions and the duration and the scoring mentioned on this slide. This is a pass-fail test, meaning that you need to reach a certain pass score, being 10 out of 20 for verbal reasoning, and a combined pass score of 10 out of 20 for both numerical and abstract reasoning combined. Just meeting that pass score of 10 out of 20 is enough to still be in the running for a place on the reserve list. Whether you have 10 or more, it's all fine. You just cannot fail, so you cannot have less than 10 out of 20. I strongly suggest you have a look at our sample test page on our website, where you find examples of these different reasoning skills tests in all 24 languages available. And by having a look at these questions, you see the level of difficulty that is at stake here. You will also notice that there is a time factor involved. You have to be able to solve these questions under time pressure, and by training this, you get better at this. The second test is a field-related test, where we test, of course, your knowledge in the field of the competition. You will sit this test in language 2, so English or French for field 1, 30 questions in 40 minutes. You need to reach at least 15 out of 30, but that will very probably not be enough among the best ranked, because indeed this test will rank your scores. So, and only the best scoring candidates will eventually get a place on the list of successful candidates. The third test is a case study. You can sit it in any of the 24 languages, including English and French. It takes 45 minutes, is scored on 10, and you need to reach the pass score of 5 out of 10. Again, this is a pass-fail test, so just reaching the minimum, 5 out of 10, is sufficient to be able to be eligible, if you want, to the list of successful candidates. Through this case study, we test your written communication, your drafting skills. We're not testing knowledge in the field any longer. It's purely a test to assess your written communication. So the best ones, meaning the people with the highest marks in the knowledge test, so the field-related test, and the people who have also reached the minimum pass mark in the case study and in the reasoning skills tests, those are the ones that eventually end up on the list of successful candidates, or the so-called reserve list. And you see the numbers of people that we are selecting again on this slide. These lists will be then handed over to the institutions who will recruit from this list. Whenever they have a vacancy, they will consult this list and look at the CVs on the people on this list. They will invite 3, 4, 5 people to a job interview, and the best match will be offered the job at stake. The other people will stay on the list and will be offered another job opportunity later in the year, in the following months, whenever there is a new vacancy available. If you still have questions, as I said, please do read the notice of competition very carefully because it will answer most of your questions. If you still have doubts, you can always reach out to us through the web form on our website. Please do also follow us on social media where we keep you updated on this competition and other opportunities in the future. Good luck with this application and good luck with the tests. Bye bye. Thank you for your attention.